Random House Audio presents McQueen of the Tumbling K, a dramatization of the short story by Louis L'Amour.
Ha! Get along! Ha!
Whoa there!
Ward McQueen, foreman of the Tumbling K ranch, reined in his horse and squinted against the sun. Through the rising dust from the roundup going on below, he made out the shape of each one of his men. Salty sweat made his eyes smart, and he dabbed at them with the end of a bandana.
Go on. Go on.
Kim Sartain, astride a blood-red mount, was hazing a couple of rambunctious steers back into line. Bud Fox was walking his horse up the slope to where Ward waited, watching the drive.
Ooh, dusty.
You look all done in, Bud. You ready to call it quits?
Nah, I'm fine.
Well, it'll be supper time soon enough.
Say, Ward, you remember that brindle Ladino with the scarred left side?
You kidding? That's one old mossy horn I won't forget in a hurry.
We haven't seen hide nor hair of him.
Oh, he's probably back in one of these canyons. Have you cleaned him out yet?
We have. Baldy and me both worked them, and no sign of that steer. Makes me mighty curious.
Yeah, I suppose you got a point.
You'd expect him to be right down there making trouble.
Ward was the foreman of the Tumbling K, and he felt a personal responsibility for every last head of Ruth Kermitt's stock. He squinted into the sun again and spied Baldy Jackson turning his horse towards the hill, apparently on his way to join them. McQueen looked back at Bud Fox.
Missed any other stock since I've been gone?
Not many, but you can bet if that old crowbait is gone, some others went with him. He ramrods a good-sized herd all by himself.
Baldy Jackson came up the last part of the slope, standing in the stirrups.
Whoa.
Then he settled back into the saddle and began to beat the dust off his chaps with his battered old hat. His bald head glistened with sweat in the late afternoon light.
Oh, boy. It's a hot one.
We'll be heading in soon. How's it coming along down there?
Oh, there's just a few stragglers left now. But I saw some mighty strange tracks down at the end of the valley. I thought you might like to know.
Oh? What kind of tracks?
Well, look like a man on foot.
A man on foot?
Yes, indeed.
Doesn't seem likely, does it?
Not in this country.
Well, I guess we better have a look. Come on. Here.
McQueen started his strawberry roan down the slope with Baldy and Bud Fox following. The valley was narrow and high-walled. Parts of it were choked with brush and fallen rock, with only the winding watercourse to offer a trail. Ward McQueen appeared thoughtful. The missing Ladino steer was no longer on his mind. He was used to problems like that. But footprints, a man's footprints, if that's what they were, that was something else. He wondered what Baldy had seen. McQueen had been riding this range for months now and believed he knew it well. He knew of no one who walked in this country, and he had never seen any sign that there were people in it. In the spreading fan of sandy soil where the watercourse emptied into the valley, Baldy drew rein.
Whoa.
There they are. Looks like tracks to me.
Whoa.
Ward looked down where Baldy indicated.
I see what you mean.
They do look odd.
Looks like a man, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Kind of looks like he's fixed himself some homemade footgear. Look here.
Blood.
What?
I wonder if it's his or some animal's.
You mean he might be hurt?
Looks like it. There's more blood over here.
Leading their horses, the three men followed the footprints up a dry stream bed which led back into the valley wall, just to the south of the area where they had been working. After a few minutes of walking, Ward halted.
He's been hurt, all right. Look at how the tracks are weaving, even when there's nothing in the way.
I've been noticing that.
Look here. There's more blood. He must have stopped to rest up.
Looks like he's hurt bad.
Perhaps we better follow him.
Baldy Jackson looked at the jumble of boulders and piled-up brush that choked the valley ahead of them.
If he doesn't want to be caught, he can make it awful hard for us to find him.
Bud and I will give it a try anyway, Baldy. You go back and help the boys get that herd on in.
Right.
Be sure and tell Kim in Tennessee what we're up to.
We'll track him down, whoever he is. Looks to me like he could use some help.
I'll see you back at the ranch. Giddy up.
The two men watched Baldy head back down the dry stream bed until he disappeared from view. Then they turned and led their horses on, following the bloody footprints in the sand. The sun had dropped over the edge of the valley wall, and though there were still hours left in the day, Ward McQueen and Bud Fox agreed that they too would soon have to turn back. 100 yards further up, the boulders and underbrush became so thick that they had to leave their mounts entirely in order to keep on the injured man's trail. They moved along cautiously for a while. When they reached level ground again, Bud stopped, mopping his face.
You suppose he knows we're following him?
He knows someone is, that's for sure. See over here? He rested again, right here. Only this time he tried to wipe out the traces of blood he left behind.
He must be in bad shape if he figures that's going to stop anyone.
McQueen looked up, scanning the ridge that overlooked the narrow watercourse.
He's hurt, all right, and he's scared, too.
We better look out all the same. A wounded animal is often the most dangerous quarry.
Right you are, but what's he scared of?
What do you mean?
Well, he isn't running from us. We don't even know who he is.
That's true enough.
So who else is he expecting?
You mean that...
I'm wondering who else might be in this valley right now looking for him. Well, come on, let's just watch our backs.
They moved on, working out the trail in the close, hot air of the canyon. The tracks turned onto a wide ledge of stone where the canyon itself divided in two. The right-hand branch ended in a steep, rocky slide, impossible to climb without hours of struggle. The left branch ended up against the sheer face of a cliff. At its base lay a heaped-up pile of fallen boulders and rocky debris. The two men returned to the place where the canyon forked, where they had last seen the man's footprints.
We're stuck, Ward.
Looks like it.
He may have doubled back or hidden in the brush.
Well, let's head back. He doesn't want to be found. But hurt like he is, he's apt to die out here.
Deliberately, McQueen had spoken loudly. Turning their backs on the rocky walls of the narrow canyon, they headed back into the underbrush. It was with a sense of relief that they found their horses right where they had left them. Neither man had any desire to spend the night wandering around in these hills, but they shared a sense of disappointment as well, that they had not been able to solve the mystery of the strange-looking footprints. They headed their mounts back down the canyon to rejoin the others. Ruth Kermitt was on the porch of the main ranch house when the Tumbling K cowhands rode into the yard.
Ward!
The dust of the roundup lay heavily on their hats and shirts and on the cowhide chaps that they wore despite the day's heat.
You fellas get on in. A fine bit of work today. Ha!
McQueen waved the four men on towards the bunkhouse and turned his roan toward the steps of the main house where Ruth Kermitt, the stunning dark-haired beauty who owned the Tumbling K, now stood waiting. With her was a slender, narrow-faced man in a fancy black coat. As Ward drew up, the man's all-encompassing glance took him in, then slid back towards Ruth.
Whoa!
Ward, this is Jim Yount.
How do you do?
Fine, thank you.
McQueen smiled agreeably, observing the stranger's tied-down gun.
Mr. Yount is buying cattle and wants to look at the herd you just brought in.
Fine. We can do that right now if you like.
That won't be necessary. I'm in no hurry.
Mr. Yount will be staying for supper.
Ward McQueen looked over toward the bunkhouse. Two men McQueen had never seen before sat on the low doorstep, a big man in a checkered shirt and a slim redhead with a rifle across his knees. Yount's men, he guessed.
I'm looking to buy 500 to 1,000 head.
Beef?
No, breeding stock mostly.
I think we can oblige.
I'm planning to start up a new outfit, out the other side of Newton's place. We heard you had good stock.
We have fine cattle. Or rather, Miss Kermitt has. I'm just the foreman.
I see.
I guess we can take a look at that stock after supper, then.
Supper was served.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?